it's that time again. Yep, with the calories. Episode 47 of the series where I potentially, only potentially, I always say that, waste my calories so you lovely people don't have to. Those little cheeky monkeys. They are definitely very, very precious. And the last thing we want to do is waste them on rubbish food. Do you not think we should have like a mulligan a week? Like twice a week where we can eat something, and if it isn't worth the calories, it should be null and void. That would be the dream, wouldn't it? Anyway, what we started off this episode of Worth the Calories, king prawns, brand new in Aldi. We've got garlic and herb king prawns, and we've got Korean king prawns. King prawns are just, they're the goat. Someone asked me the other day, what does goat mean, Neil? Goat. G-O-A-T, greatest of all time. Well, maybe not the greatest of all time. Well, I don't know. They're absolutely amazing. Alongside maybe something like chicken breast, low calorie, high protein, prawns are just sensational. Both these packs for all four, I think it's 4 skewers in, yeah. So 8 skewers of prawns. Well, 4 skewers in each pack. Come on, Neil. You can do it. You can get there. About 100 calories per pack for 4 skewers. So 25 calories a skewer for 18 grams of protein, just over. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And that includes your sauce. That is actually the calories pan fried, according to the packet. So that is also going to include a little bit of oil as well. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to pan fry them. How am I going to serve them? I don't know. I'm eating both packs. That's what I'm going with for lunch. How am I going to serve them? I'm thinking bed of rice. I might go down the old Chinese route. Although these are, let's have a smell, garlic and herb. Oh, they smell like a holiday. They're garlic and herb. These are Korean, which is kind of, I don't know, sucking skewers with a Korean style glaze with chili. So that's just maybe something a little bit spicy. That is proper garlicky. So they're kind of 2 different flavours. So I don't know what I'm going to serve them with. You don't really care about that. What you care about is, do they taste good? That is the question. Right, let's get them pan fried up and let's try them and let's see if they're worth the calories. Okay, here we go. I've done 2 of each. I'm actually going to eat a lot. I was going to make a dish, whack them on it, review it while I was eating the dish kind of thing. Couldn't be bothered in it. I'm actually telling a load of porky pies there. My pan had only fit 4 skewers in, so I thought, let's do 4, eat them, review them, and then I'll cook the other 4, if they're decent, and we'll make some sort. I'm just going to have them with a bit of rice, bit of broccoli, and then a bit of sauce on top. Right, I'm going to get some Susie salt, just in case I need it, just in case. I'm going to try a skewer, no Susie salt. I'm going to try a skewer with Susie salt. The world is an amazing place. I'm literally recording this live now. Let me just spin my camera. This is what I am looking at out of the front of my house now. So let me just spin my camera around while I'm recording this. Don't even see that. Can I zoom in? That, I can't zoom in. Can I zoom in? No, that's changing the brightness. Oh, he's running away now. Anyway, this little thing here is just a little hedgehog walking across my drive. Hey, mate. I have no idea how you zoom in. Is that zooming in? No? I don't know. I'm probably just ruining this video just to show you a cute little hedgehog walking across my drive. But anyway, it's the middle of the day. I thought hedgehogs were more nocturnal than that. I have no idea. There's loads of them around at the moment where we live. Loads of them around. Anyway, bless him, he's walking off over there. Anyway, so we're getting some prawns. Anyway, the prawns, thank you, Mr. Hedgehog, for distracting me there, because now it means the prawns won't burn my mouth off. Anyway, right, let's eat some prawns, Neil. We're not looking at hedgehogs. We're going to go in with garlic and herb to start off with. I'm eating these prawns with a massive concern for that hedgehog, because he was walking towards a bush and now he's walking towards a flipping road. Anyway, let's do the Korean ones, and then I might be back in a second. I might go hedgehog rescuing. That hedgehog's walking right into the road. I will be back shortly. The prawns are lovely. I'll tell you in a second. Hang on. This is definitely a first for Worth the Calories. Right, I'm back. One hedgehog has been ushered quickly across the road into the hedge on the other side. Yeah, the prawns are lovely. I did start off with that just before I went to, or finish with that just before I went to rescue the hedgehog. Very, very nice. I'm going to add some Susie salt. Let me go through the garlic ones first. Very subtle flavour, but a nice hint of garlic and herb in there. I feel quite Mediterranean, a bit like you're on holiday. Salt makes everything better. The Korean ones, I don't know how to describe them, if I'm being honest with you. I've never really tasted anything like that. They've got a little bit of a smoky kind of thing to them. I don't know what that actual flavour is, but it's very, very nice. They are different. What I mean by that is, like, I'm thinking with the Korean prawns, really good with noodles. The garlic prawns would actually just be really nice on a salad or in some sort of wrap. I'm going to kind of make a dish and put both on. It might not work, but I don't care. I'm just going to eat it. But yeah, really, really nice. I do love king prawns. It's one of my favourites. Like when I go on holiday, you know, gambas, pill, and stuff like that. I like how there's such good protein to calorie ratio. They're not the cheapest. Prawns never are. But these are really, really good. When I first tasted the Korean one, I was a bit like, not sure if I like that. The more I eat it, I'm not sure if it's not my favourite one out of the two. They're both very nice and just something a little bit different. Very calorie controlled. Great for the barbecue. Nice little option. I just love prawns anyway, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but they're really, really good. I'm going to give the Korean ones 8.5 out of 10. Definitely worth the calories. 25 calories is skewy. You can't go wrong. Garlic and herb, 8 out of 10. Again, well worth the calories. Right, without further ado, let's get straight into number 2 for this episode. I am a poet, and I didn't know it. Yeah, my dinner, I ate 8 of the prawn kebabs on a bed of rice with some broccoli. Everything was 477 calories, which means I've got some calories spare so I can have something else. By the way, the flavour of the Korean prawn kebab that I couldn't quite think of, it was white pepper. Came to me while I was eating it, like an epiphany. What is this flavour? I said it was smoky. It was white pepper. Not spicy, just had a hint or a hit of white pepper about it. Anyway, I liked them. What we're going for with number 2? Dubai chocolate style mochis. Aldi brought out, well, it wasn't Aldi's, they just stocked it. A Dubai ice cream. Be about 4 or 5 months ago now. Turn of the year, really, February time, something like that. It was a bit controversial, that ice cream. Some people liked it. A lot of people didn't. I was on the fence with it a little bit. I did review it for Worth the Calories. I found that it was... What did I find? I like the flavour of it, but you know, like the straw stuff that they put in the Dubai chocolate, they mixed that into the ice cream. When you mix that into ice cream, it just went very, very soggy. A lot of people said it was like soggy shredded wheat, and I got it. The flavour was good, the texture was rubbish. So, I'm hoping they've learned. It just needs to be pistachio ice cream with chocolate in it. That's all it needed to be. They should have just done like a mint choc chip, but instead of the ice cream being mint flavoured, it should have just been pistachio flavoured. There you go. Simple. I should be a food creator. I know that. Anyway, looking at these, kind of like with my beady eyes, yeah, looking at these, I think they've learned from their mistakes. I think this is a totally different company, by the way. I'm not saying it's the same company. Just reading on here now, and it literally says katifi or katafi or whatever it's called, pastry, 17%. So it has got some of that in. Didn't think it had. I thought they'd just gone with the old pistachio ice cream covered in a bit of chocolate, or It even says it on the front. Pistachio ice cream with the pastry stuff. Wrapped in sweet chocolate rice dough, which is what a mochi is. Okay. Anyway, let's hope the texture is better. Now, I have actually just whipped these straight out the freezer. So they're flipping rock hard. Do you know what? I'm going to leave them out the freezer 15 minutes. I'm going to go take a dog for a walk. I say a dog. I've got 3 at the moment. So I walk one and then I walk the other 2. Let me go take one dog for a walk. I'm going to leave these on the side while I take that dog for a walk, which will take me 15 minutes. And then I'll come back. We'll try them. And we'll find out if they're worth the calories when they've just softened up a little bit. Right, we're back. Dog 1 walked. 2 dogs to go. I feel like it's been a very, very animal-based episode of Worth the Calories. We've had hedgehogs and dogs. What will be next? Tell you what's going to be next. One of these Dubai chocolate-style mochis. 94 calories each. We've been about 15 minutes or so. Still fairly firm. They've not defrosted that much, but I'm all right with that. Right. Let's get into it. Let's see what we're saying. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do a Dubai ice cream, chocolate ice cream, thingamybobs. Wow. Sweet. Baby Jesus and the orphans, they are banging. I love that flavour anyway. That pistachio chocolate just works so well. It does. I'm not even going to try it. I can't. I mean, my pronunciation isn't the best. Anyway, katafi, is it? I always thought it was called kunafa. Cafe, I don't know. Anyway, whatever the pastry is, it's in there. But there's no... Told you it's animal based. The dogs are playing, please ignore them. If you can hear them, you might not be able to hear them. Yeah, it's in there, but there's nowhere near as much. I think that's the difference. When the ice cream was there was loads of it in there. There's just a bit in there. It's there, and it does give a bit of texture. It's not gone like a soggy mess. I suppose you need that to call it Dubai chocolate, I suppose. They're just delicious. I love mochis anyway. They're just, a firm favourite of mine since they sort of started popping up a few years ago. And they're great for calorie control because they are 90 calories each. So you can have a couple of them, 180 calories. It's not ridiculous. And they feel sumptuous. Love that. They're absolutely banging. I can't wait to finish the rest of those off. Miles better. If you were put off, if you like Dubai chocolate, or you may never have tried Dubai chocolate, I don't even know how much these were. They're really good. Really good. 20 minutes out of the freezer, that's roughly what they've had. Perfect consistency. Very tasty. I'm just having one, being a good boy, 94 calories, just having one. I would quite happily. Is that a rabbit pun for more animals in? I have no idea. They do send you a bit goo-goo, apparently. I would quite happily polish the rest of those little monkeys off. They will be gone. But I'm not going to. One will do, and that one is getting a 9 out of 10. Definitely worth the calories. Rightio, we're doing 3 in one day in this episode of Worth the Calories because we've had the prawns for lunch, we've had a little mochi for pudding, and now it's time for a mid-afternoon snack. I'm going for one of my favourites, and that is the old pork scratchings. Yeah, I absolutely love pork scratchings. I used to eat them at 37 stone. You might be sat there going, Neil, that might be why, mate, you were 37 stone. Because you were eating pork scratchings. No, I was 37 stone because I constantly overate. Food ate way more calories than I should have been eating. Now, don't get me wrong. Things like this are quite calorie dense, and I am not saying they are the healthiest thing in the world. They are not, but please try and remember, health is about what we do over time. It is not about individual items. So these might be high in saturated fat, and eating a lot of saturated fat or too much saturated fat for years and years and years, yes, isn't great for us. But You know, if you eat a couple of lettuce leaves on a Tuesday, that doesn't automatically make you healthy. Eating a few pork scratchings on a Wednesday does not make you unhealthy. It's all about the overall diet. What I like pork scratchings for, and I've eaten them quite a lot on my weight loss journey, is because I love crunch, right? I really, really do. I love salt, I love crunch, I love crisps. Crisps are one of my absolute go-to. I just love crisps, right? I love lamb. No, I love crisps, right? I really, really do. And I started, when I fancied crisps on my weight loss journey, substituting them quite a bit for pork scratchings. I only maybe had a bag like this size once a week, but they're crispy, they're salty, and they give you protein. That is the big beauty of them. 25 grams of pork scratchings, about 150 calories. 25 grams of crisp, about 130 calories. 25 grams of crisp, 1 to 2 grams of protein. 25 grams of pork scratchings, you're going to be 14 to 15 grams of protein. Basically, it's a snack that can tick a few boxes and it will fill you up. Like I say, I'm not saying, you know, just eat pork scratchings day in, day out for weight loss. Well, you can if you want to. Anyway, Aldi, have we discussed pork scratchings enough? Maybe. I always have to make it clear, because when you see something like this, we automatically go, oh, they're dead unhealthy, they make you fat. It doesn't work like that, right? It really, really doesn't. Anyway, Aldi now do their own snack, right? Pork scratchings. And pork scratchings have to come from the Black Country. They have to. Where do these come from? Warwickshire. It's not the Black Country, but it is Midlands, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to have 20 grams, so that's what I'm weighing out here. So let me show you what a 20 gram pot is, size-wise. Right? That is a 20 gram pot of pork scratchings. Not bad. And that is going to give you around about, 12, 13 grams of protein for around about maybe 120 calories, something like that, which isn't bad at all. I'm going to put this out there. I'm a connoisseur of pork scratchings. So let's get straight into them and see if these are any good. Okay, I've had a few. They're not the best pork scratchings I've ever had. I'm going to be honest with you. They're actually, for a pork scratching, quite dry. Now, some people might like that. I like proper pork scratchings. I want the rind. I want the bit of fat underneath. I like it when you get the little bits of meat that are still attached as well. These don't have that. They actually feel more like American, like pork crunch. Kind of like a bit of a cross. So they do have, obviously, the skin, and then they do have a little bit of fat. But yeah, they're quite dry. I'm having a look through to see if I can find what I would class as a classic pork scratching. And there isn't really one. Well, maybe this one here, like a tiny bit of meat there. They actually feel like not unhealthy enough for a pork scratching, if that can be a thing. But I'm chopping away at them. So they're all right. Like I said, they're not the best I've ever had. And I do class myself as a connoisseur. A decent little high protein, crunchy, salty snack if you fancy them. These are not the best pork scratchings I've ever had, but that's just my own personal preference. Some people might actually love these ones over original pork scratchings, or what I class as good pork scratchings, because they're not greasy at all. They're quite dry. Got a good crunch. Pretty decent flavour. I do think there are better out there, though. It's just my own personal opinion, because like I say, I do class myself as a little bit of a pork scratching connoisseur. No, there's better on the market. I probably won't buy them again. 6.5 out of 10 on this occasion. Not worth the calories. Okay, number 4 for this episode of Worth the Calories. We've got a no added sugar granola. Brand new in Aldi. Now, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't really look at having reduced or a lot of reduced sugar products. Certainly, Number 4 of this episode of Worth the Calories, we have got a brand new, no added sugar, granola from ALDI. Now, when it comes to granola, I don't eat bowls and bowls of it. I tend to use it as a yogurt bowl topper. So I'm never really that bothered about how much sugar is in it because I only ever have about 20 grams. So you're never going to get that much. But I'm fully aware a lot of people are concerned about sugar intake. I don't overconsume sugar in my overall diet. Do I eat some products that are high in sugar? Absolutely I do. But overall, I don't overconsume sugar. So yeah, things like this, it's not something I really take a lot of notice of. But I'm repeating myself, I know, but I know a lot of you guys do. And sugar is something, it's not the enemy, it's not poison, but it is something that it is easy to overconsume. Anything is bad for us if we overconsume it. And, you know, if there are things that are easy to overconsume, like sugar, then getting products that are lower in sugar is obviously going to be a bit of a bonus. Anyway, how much lower in sugar is it? About half. I've compared it to several standard kind of granolas per 45 grams, which tends to be the recommended serving for granola on the packet. And yeah, it's about half. Calories are pretty much in line. Protein's pretty much in line. Fiber's pretty much in line with the standard granolas that I've compared it to. Sugar is about half. Most granolas are around 7 grams of sugar per 45 grams. This badger is 3.4 grams of sugar. So it's about half. Again, that's in a 45 gram serving. This is the serving I normally have, which is 20 grams on a yogurt bowl. So this serving has got like a gram of, well, maybe a little bit more than a gram of sugar in it. And again, if I have a full sugar granola that isn't, you know, less sugar or whatever it is, couple of grams, that's about it. Right. I don't know if you can hear me. I told you this was an animal worth the calories. Well, I'm literally stood here nattering on. Wilma, the cockapoo, we're currently dog sitting, he's just deciding to have a 10-minute drink. Anyway, what's in this one? This is the nut one. I think this is the triple nut one. It's the only one they actually had in ALDI. I think they do a berry one, something like that. Anyway, this is toasted oat and seed granola with raisins, flaked and whole almonds, cashew nut pieces, and flaked Brazil nuts. Lots of nuts in there. Right, I'm going to try it naked, basically. So I'm going to have a bit of the granola itself. We'll get an almond. We'll get a berry. I think that's about it. And then we'll give it a go. It's all right, that. It's not lit me world up, but it's all right. I have got a bit of a sweet tooth, to be honest with you, so I don't mind the extra bit of sugar. And I'll tell you why. This is my yogurt bowl, by the way, which is Greek yogurt, peanut butter powder, some strawberries, a spoonful of stevia in there to sweeten it up. We're going to put this no added sugar granola on there. And we're going to give it a go. And then I'm going to tell you why I don't really worry about like granola with a bit of sugar in. I'll show you. What's going on? Right, what is going on? Right. Yesterday I'm recording a Worth the Calories video and I interrupted it because a hedgehog was walking across my drive. This is literally 24 hours, actually over 24 hours later. And look at that little badger there. See that? Yeah, that is another hedgehog. I wonder if it's the same hedgehog. Is he going to end up walking across? The other one before darted the other day to the road there. And yeah. Anyway, where's he going? I don't know. Animals everywhere on this episode of Worth the Calories. Is that a good thing? Of course it is. We love animals. Maybe we should introduce, you know, an animal section. I have no idea. Anyway, dogs. I've got 3 of them at the moment. Is this worth the calories? Right. I'm going to try it with my yogurt bowl. because that is how I normally have it. And no added sugar granola doesn't really make a difference to me, because I always whack a bit of honey on my yogurt bowl anyway, which is pretty much pure sugar. It's fructose, it's full of minerals, and it has lots of goodness in there as well. But yeah, let's save 1 gram of sugar in the granola, and let's add 10 grams of honey on there. Plus I've got strawberries in there, which also have sugar in them, and this, that, and that. Anyway, so we're going to try it with, in a yogurt bowl, as I would normally have a yogurt bowl, which is fruit, yogurt, bit of granola, add a bit of honey on top. There we go. It's nice. It's nutty. It's triple nutty. It's not very sweet. It's not going to be. It's not got any added sugar to it. For the amounts that I personally have it, do I see the point in getting a no added sugar granola? Not really. It doesn't really make a difference to me. If you are very, very concerned about sugars, and it does make a big difference to you, and you might have a bowl of granola, I don't, because it doesn't have enough volume for me. You know, if I had 90 grams of this, it's a piddly little portion in a bowl, and it's over 400 calories for that. Certainly their serving sizes are pathetic. Anyway, yeah, for me, for the amounts I eat it in, I'd rather have the extra little bit of sugar to make it a little bit sweeter, because I have a bit of a sweet tooth. But saying that, it's not unpleasant. Calories are in line with normal granolas, so I'm just going to sit right on the fence. Will I eat this? Of course I will, right? Would I buy it again? No, but that's just my own personal opinion. I'm not going to buy it again because I don't like it, or it's just there's other granolas I prefer. But I'm going to sit on the fence, 7 out of 10. Is it worth the calories? If you want a granola to top your yogurt bowl or something like that, and you definitely don't want, you want one that's got as little an amount of sugar as possible, then yeah, it's worth the calories. Right, last up for this episode of Worth the Calories, we've got some snacking chicken. I've had these ages. I'm gonna lay this on the line. I'm gonna be totally honest with you people. Just looking out for hedgehogs, actually. Yeah, I've had these for ages. They are 1 week out of date. You might be like, no, Neil, no! I'm perfectly fine with eating them. If this is the last ever Worth the Calories video, you know why. But I think I'm going to be all right. Anyway, we've got, snacking chicken, chicken and bacon poppers, and garlic and herb poppers. Basically, fridge raider kind of dupes. Why? Stop growling. Stop eating. Honestly, shall we finish off with animal themes? I've got one cockapoo that's eating biscuits that aren't hers. I've got another cockapoo that's just friendly as out. And then I've got a Larsa that's telling the cockapoo that's eating the wrong biscuits that it shouldn't be eating those biscuits. There we go. Have we had animals in every review now for this one? Anyway, right, let's get into it. So I've had these a bit. They're basically fridge raider dupes. The one thing I do notice is I don't think the calorie to protein ratio is amazing on them. It's not terrible, which means there's a good few other bits and pieces in there. I'm all right with that. Again, I don't eat these that often, but they are handy, little bags of stuff like this, just in your lunchbox, or, just as a little snack, just to get you through the day. They're not bad at all. Calorie-wise, so we've got the chicken and bacon. These are 60 calories, so very low calorie, 4.8 grams of protein. Not terrible, but when it is chicken, I would like at least 1-to-1. Not 1-to-1, 10-to-1. So 10 calories, 1 gram of protein. So 60 calories, 6 grams of protein. I think the chicken and herb are slightly better. They're 59 calories, 5.1 grams of protein. They're actually much of a muchness, aren't they? But you know what? They're still not bad. They're a decent option. And if they taste good, that's a big part of it, isn't it? Right, let's go in. What are we going for first? I'm going to go chicken and bacon. I have put these on my socials. I put them on ages ago. And overall, it was positive. We were like, oh, I love these. Anyway, Let's go. Two badgers going in. It could be badger, I don't know. It does say chicken, but. 2 of the garlic and herb. They're both tasty. They both do exactly what they say on the tin. Very much Fridge Raider-esque. Fridge Raider texture, yes, it's reformed chicken all chopped up and put into little balls. With added flavourings, basically. But they're nice. I'm going to have one more of each. See if I prefer either or. Chicken and bacon. Garlic and herb. Things like this never set my world on fire. I just think they're a good option. I've eaten a lot of Fridge Raiders in my time, especially when I was a personal trainer working in the gym. They were just easy, quick, in your bag, hit of protein, low calorie, fairly filling. So yeah, just as a little bump in your lunchbox, your packed lunch, or if you take a few snacks with you to work, or if you're out for the day, or, you know, decent. I think I prefer the garlic and herb. Sometimes I can find garlic and herb things like this a little bit synthetic. They're actually tastier, I think, than the chicken and bacon. But they're both good. Very close. 7.2 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. Both worth the calories. Yup. That's it. That's it for another episode. We've had a proper mixed bag. Plus dogs and hedgehogs. Have we had any other animals in? I don't think so. Yeah, there we go. Let me know in the comments what you think. Anything you've tried. Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Anything you'd like me to review in the future? Anything you're looking forward to trying? You know the drill. If you've got this far and you haven't done already, please hit that subscribe button. That would be amazing. And until next time, make sure you are bossing your weight loss.